Michelle?
Yep, I forgot to put you on my, take you off my headset.
It says that live access needed to go live on video as a guest.
Hold on, let me see. Yep. Yeah, it's not gonna probably let you come out and be, I mean, I can see your logo. Your logo's here, but
Yeah.
it's probably not going to, from what I'm hearing, it's not gonna let you actually be live so everybody can see you.
Let's see. Live access needed to go live. What do you want to do?
I mean, if you want to roll with it, we can roll with it. I think that we owe it to our viewers here to be here. And we can
Well,
just, you know.
I totally agree with that. It's just, I think.
So, guys, here's what we need you to do. Here's what we need. We need our viewers to please go over and follow Mr. William. Typically, he comes out on his wife's, access to be live with us because, I guess TikTok won't let him come out and be visibly live with us on his own account. So he usually uses his wife, but we need you to go follow him and give
I
him
need
some
more love.
Yeah,
I need
he
more
needs
love.
more love. Yeah, so give him some more love out there, and he can come and join us live. He is actually out of town right now, so he's using his phone. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started today. We are a little early, and we did that for this reason because we wanted to see if he was going to be able to come out and be live with us. He is live. He's just not able to be seen live. So welcome back to Mindful Nuggets, where every Monday, William and I come out here and we give you a little bit of mindset. We give you a little bit of nutrition. And together with mindset and nutrition, we give you leadership. So today we are on our 7-part series, which we're just about ready to wrap this up, guys. We've only got 2 more weeks after this week, and we'll be wrapping up this 7-part series. If you have not checked out our previous episodes, go back and do that on TikTok here, or you can go out on YouTube to the Leader of You on YouTube initiative, or you can go out to Show Me Nourish and you can see it out there as well. So we have it everywhere on social media. Come and follow us. You can go and see Mindful Nuggets anywhere and everywhere. We've got us flowing in all different places. Okay, so today the letter I. I stands for inspire. Yes. So we're going to inspire everyone today for sure. We've got some great, information coming out today. So stay right here with us.
Well, I also like to ask the audience too, Michelle, if you don't mind, to maybe what would they like to hear after we wrap up this series of Nourish?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we do have only a couple more weeks, guys. to wrap up this whole series on nourish. So we literally took the word nourish, we broke it down into 7 parts with each letter, today being the letter I. So we'd like to hear it in the comments. What would you like us to discuss after this 7-part series? What would you like to hear more of? What is it that inspires you, motivates you, or what is it that you're looking to see out here each week from us on Mondays? What would really kick off your week? What would inspire you and motivate you and keep you flowing? All right, well, let's go ahead and let's kick off the letter I. And Mr. William, I'm going to let you kick this off because you have been working on this letter in particular. And I think you have some things you want to share with us. And I'm just going to bounce off of you today.
Well, yeah, I'd really like to start with a little bit about my history, really something that made a big difference in my life back when I was really I was at the hospital. Both my liver and kidney had failed about 5 years ago. And, I really was at a position to where it was a decision, am I going to fight or was I not going to fight this? And I had a doctor that just came by and saw me, and he realized I've been struggling for a long time with this. And, there's no guarantee I was going to make it through this or not, but it's the spirit that really matters the most. And this doctor had enough compassion to come by, pat me on the head, and just said, Mr. Goodwin, I know you've been through a lot, but don't give up. I can see you can fight, and I believe in you. That one little act of compassion was the decision between me giving up and just passing away and me fighting.
Right.
So it's those small things in people's life. We humans like to look for grandiose gestures, big events, transformational things, but it's really not about that. The inspiration comes from deep inside, from the little things that somebody just might say at the right time, at the right place, almost like an angel just happened to show up and be that person for me to alter my life. And it was worth living for. It's worth fighting for. So, I want to go back to the verse. It says in Psalms 139:14, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Well, that in itself is a very significant thing. That means all of us are. It doesn't matter where you are in life, whether you're at the lowest point, and I've been there. I've been at the top of the mountain, been in the lowest, darkest valleys. And a lot of us face that, and life's hard, and it's not easy, and we face challenges. But we have to remember, we are wonderfully and fearfully made by our Creator, God. That means we are worth it. And He came here on this planet in flesh, Son of Man, Son of God, and sacrificed everything. He went through everything that we've encountered in my life just because He loved us enough. And He tells us that we are worth it. So I wanted to start with that. So inspiration, with that in mind, reminds us that you're designed with great care, purpose, worth, and your health, your choices are how you nourish yourself. And not only just the food, but what are you reading? What are you absorbing in your life? What is good for you that is nourishing your spirit, your soul, your mind, your body? All those things need to be in balance. And, inspiration isn't just about feeling good. Like I said, I was going back and I was on the bed dying, and that little act of compassion, I was definitely not feeling good. I can tell you that.
Right.
It was pretty rough.
Yeah.
But it was enough to fuel my spirit to get up and fight. It inspired me that somebody loved me enough to stop and be that compassionate and pour life into me.
Right. I mean, we've spoken about, your and I's story, and, you even said, like just now, this doctor having enough compassion, because you had some doctors who didn't have compassion.
Oh, yeah.
You had some that wrote you off. Yes. And, you and I are so parallel in that respect, because I had 3 doctors who wrote me off. 3 of them said, we're just going to put you on hospice care, and as you transition, we'll transition you out. It's exactly how they put it. So, and that, basically that meant, that you're going to give me liquid Roxanol until my heart stops. That's what you're going to do. I mean, that's what hospice care is,
Yeah, I like how you said, we'll just usher you right out of this life and have a great time.
And their word was transition. We're just going to transition you right out. So,
Yeah,
and there
I
was
love
something
that.
within you and I, and this is what I want people to understand out here. When you get your mind and you get your body to the point where you're ready to give up, I want you to understand there is something that really does come within you and makes you just want to stand up and shout out, no matter how horrible you're feeling.
Yes.
But there is something that just comes within you, and I'm just going to say it's God. God, your angel, your God, He's coming within you, and He's telling you this is not your time. You're going to get up and fight. This is what you're going to do. And that's exactly what happened to you and I. We knew. We knew what that was. We
Yeah,
knew who was talking to us.
and it became intentional action from there. So every fiber of your being goes to war in a sense, and it
Yes, it
fights
does.
off those things because we don't accept the answer.
Right.
And really, that's inspiration. It's just not accepting that and knowing there's something better out there and it's worth living for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's living, it's nourishing your body and mind in aligning with living the full, abundant life that God designed you for. And that's in John 10:10. If anybody would like to go back and read that, you were designed to live in joy and have purpose and have meaning to other people in times like this, and to actually go through these things so you can help other people that are going through these things now a way through, and not a
Right.
bypass, because we have to go through these things, but as guides, knowing what you felt, experience what you're feeling, but also know that you can make it through just like us. And, you know, when we come through those challenges, we understand we were resilient. We understand that we got character in us that got us through. It wasn't just about having a motivational moment.
No.
It's about what it takes, the grit to get through life and come through that. You are worth it and you're worth fighting for. You know,
Exactly. And that's what you have to remember whenever it comes to the point, where, there's so many of us out here. And we feel like, the struggle is real. It really is. The health struggle is real. The mindset struggle is real. Keeping, your mind in the right spot. And I cannot say this enough, but if you just will turn around and realize that at that moment God is really speaking to you and He's giving you the information you need to understand that, hey, you're worth it. You're worth every bit of what I'm giving you that ounce of energy to go for, to inspire you to move forward, to motivate you to keep going. He's the reason why you're getting this inspiration all of a sudden, when you're at your hardest point. And what is that saying, William? There's a biblical verse to it as well, but there's also you got to go through it, or you got to go, yeah, you got to go through it in order to understand. I can't remember what the saying is. Maybe you can help me out here. But when you're going through your toughest times, there's a reason why you're going through that tough time, because God will bring you through it. He will carry you through it. Um, and
well,
it'll be the hardest.
that's the footprints in the sand
Oh,
where
yeah,
there were two
yeah,
and then there were
yep,
one. And where did God go? Well, it was actually God carrying us through. And
yep.
that's fuel for spirit. It's inspiration comes from journaling too, in a sense that you're writing down where you're at right now,
Yes, it
and
does.
then making a decision, and you're saying affirmations to yourself. I deserve to live better. I deserve to have better health. I deserve to have a better life, and start working with those small affirmations as you go along, reinforcing that your inner self, where your stories are held that define you at that point in time, are just that, stories.
Their
And
stories.
as
That's
you
right.
journal, yeah, and as you understand, those stories can entrap you, or you can write a new script.
Yep.
Up to now, you lived a movie, if you will, and there's a whole collection of clips that you're going through and watching that movie, and it reminds you what you were. But
Right.
what about the version that is to be?
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
where I want to go with that, and that's where it takes inspiration, because you can be. You
I like
write
it how
down
you
a
talk about
script.
scripts. I like how you spoke about scripts, or how your life is, just these small little scripts. I always think of life as a season. There's a season that you go through.
Yes, absolutely.
as a kid, I've always told my children, and it's true to this day, but you have a season that you go through. You have your season of childhood, you have your season of teenage years, you have your season of your 20s, you have your season of your 30s, and there's a couple of different seasons between those seasons. And each one of those seasons is a reason why you're going through it. And one chapter will close, one will open. So, as people say, each and every day you have an opportunity to start a new chapter. That's absolutely true.
And
So,
it's just,
go ahead.
no, it's fine. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No, go
I
ahead.
go back to those small steps. Quit
Yeah,
throwing the Hail Marys. Quit trying to make a grandiose thing. It's the small 1% things that you do differently every day that accumulate. It's compounding the interest in your life, no matter if it's in the bank account or in your body. It's
yep,
those small
absolutely.
habits. And above all, and I want to tie that to Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. All
Yep,
right. And from your heart is what you think. And your thoughts are comprised of your emotions, the way you feel at the time, and your thoughts govern your actions, and then you get your results from that. But if you guard your heart and start saying that you are worth it, you deserve it, you can be better than what you are right now. You can change from all the hardships that you've gone through or you're in right now, thinking that you can't. You can. There's too much evidence of it. And we're part of that as well, going through it. And it's just those small steps every day, but it's committed steps
right,
to
right,
change. You know,
right.
change those behaviors and to change your whole life. Your whole self-worth changes when you look at it. So look at that video script, and this is great help. So, go back into nourishment of food and also the soul. Go back to the point in time, if you can say that I cannot, and then say because, and then fill in the blank.
Right.
All right, and then go back to the film and what clip did that occur at in your life, and then relook at it as a different lens and say I can because.
So let's dive
And
into that just a little deeper because I want to make sure our listeners are understanding that.
yeah,
So what William's trying to say is that when you say I can't, step back, and where did that stem from? Where did you in your life come across a point in time where I can't was a constant thing that you could go to so that you could walk away from it instead of really making a commitment to it and taking action upon it and tackling it, like I like to say, head on. So it's important when we are battling what we're battling, or we're going through what we're going through, that we understand that there is a moment where we'll just pick up and we'll say, it's time. We're going to do this. It's no longer I can't. There's something that inspires you. There's something that really gets in you. Who is it? What is it? And how is it that you're going to move forward?
100%. And it's usually the people you hang out with as well.
Right.
And somebody come along. It may be us. It may be somebody else that you hear. It's just that one little nugget that fuels that fire to change, inspire you to make a difference. Because somebody just said it, like to me, you matter. You're worth it. I believe in you. I care. Those little words of compassion are transformational.
They
It
are.
breaks that cycle. And a lot of times we get trapped in our own loneliness. And this is who I am. This is the way I always would be. And that's not true. It's just flat out not true. It's a lie on it. And you are worth it. And I believe you can change. So, let's get back on track to who you were designed to be in the first place, because you do have a unique gift. And when
Yes,
you hit
yes.
these blocks in life, it's a fair question. Why do I feel this way?
Right.
And face it. Like Michelle said, it takes a lot of mental fortitude. It takes guts to look in the mirror and say, well, it's because of fear or
Right.
because I didn't trust myself, whatever the reason is. Fill in the blank and start
And
there because that's the beginning of self-awareness.
it could be, right, you're right, self-awareness, exactly. Going right back to being self-aware of where did this begin? How did this get started in my life? I see this as a constant in my life. Where did this come from? You may have blocked it out, maybe something that you haven't thought of in a while, but it'll come to you when you stop and think about where this keeps happening and how it keeps happening so that you can change it. Which is why, William and I are out here. We want to bring that awareness. We want you to see the value of who you are. Every single person coming through this TikTok today, our TikTok in particular, every single one of you matter. Every single one of you have a purpose. Every single one of you have a reason why you are here. There's a reason why you came on today. There was a reason why you stopped by here. There was a reason why you were scrolling. You were brought to us for a reason. What was it today that brought you here? What's going on
Exactly.
today in your life that brought you here? Put it in the comments. Let us know. We would love, to hear what brought you here, why you're here, what's going on, how can we help you get through what you're battling. If we inspire you or motivate you in any way, we would love to hear that as well, so that we know. We know what season you're in or what chapter you're going through and how we can guide you or help you in any way.
Let us
Um,
meet you where you're at.
absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. Let
there's a
us meet
great
you.
there's a great verse that I really like, and this is from Paul in Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And this is what this is all about. In conforming to the world ways, is really what the world's defining you as. That's what you're receiving, that input. It's telling you this is what you are, and it's not true. If you don't like where you are, you do have the option to change it, and you do have the option to put boundaries around it, and you do have the option and the choice to be the authentic you. And
Absolutely.
the most authentic person you can be is to be in surrender and give it all to God and be in alignment with Him, because that's really what He wanted you to be in the first place on
Amen.
it. And
Amen.
the renewal of the mind is remembering that every day that you are worth it and saying that I am worth it, I am worthy. I'm going to have, or I'm going to declare today that this is going to be a great day no matter what happens. I'm going to do it in joy. So it's a way of being, it's a way of calling it out and just starting to make that change and start changing the movie script of your life simply
Exactly.
by declaring. And that's the power of the word, and that's the beginning of the creation. And that goes back to John 1, is in the beginning was the word. Well, if that's the case, well, if you want a new beginning, start there.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people ask me, how do I even get started in understanding where I'm at right now, how I can change it? And my first go to is journaling. Journaling is
Yes.
the best way to get out of your head, to understand who you are, where you are. Just take 15 minutes to 20 minutes a night or a morning. I do morning and night, and get into my day. I literally get into my journaling about what I'm committed to creating in today, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. I write down my call to actions as to how I'm going to go about it. And then I also tell myself, I ask myself what risk I'm going to take. What risk am I going to take today? Am I going to risk being out here today, being embarrassed, being, ridiculed, being laughed at? I'm willing to take those risks if I can get my presentation out here to you guys and get you to understand that you matter. You have a purpose. That's the reason why I'm here today. That's the reason why William's here today. He
You know,
wants everybody to hear how much you matter.
well, to live is to risk.
Exactly.
If you're going
Exactly.
to
You're
live,
right.
you don't put things on risk. I know we talked about skinny branches or things like that, and getting out at the far
Yep,
edge and really feeling it and feeling alive. It's just basically sticking your head underwater, and then when you come up, starving for oxygen, you suck in that oxygen. You're alive right then.
that's right.
You're fighting for your life. But the thing is, we get very complacent and comfortable, and we don't want to change. And we're also we have fear of change because of uncertainty. But in order to change the behaviors or the output of what you don't want in your life to something that you do want, that takes risk and it
Yeah.
takes involvement and it takes putting yourself on the playing field to
Okay, but
get.
let's get real. Every day you wake up, you're taking a risk. You're
That's what I'm
taking a risk
talking
that
about.
you will or will not wake up.
Well, it's much I'm going to the store and coming right back. Well, I may not come
Exactly.
back, but I'm
Right.
declaring that I am because I believe
Right.
it. And that's the whole thing is you got to say it and believe it. And that takes time, even though if you don't believe it right now, if you're foundationally creating it off God's word, it is the truth. And
Yeah.
you might struggle with that truth because you don't believe it for yourself, but his word is the truth for all of us, not just individuals, selective or anything like it. It is the
Right.
truth.
For
I
everybody.
know we're about out of time. I wanted to
Yeah,
leave the
we are.
audience with a few words, and they're use these inspiring words for your nourishment of the soul.
Yeah.
I love myself. I forgive myself. I choose to thrive. I renew my mind and my body every day. I live in abundance, not lack. I am restored and I'm redeemed in Jesus. Gratitude for everything in life, even the hard stuff. Because that hard stuff you're going through might be the key to saving somebody else's life because you were the key
Right.
that mattered.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I want to take that all back to, journaling and so forth as well.
Yes.
If you haven't started a gratitude journal, grab one. Just go grab a notebook. You don't have to have a special notebook, okay? Just go grab a notebook, local store, make that your gratitude journal. Every morning you get up, what are you grateful for? Are you grateful that you opened your eyes and that you were breathing the fresh air? Are you grateful that you have food on your table? Are you grateful that you have a vehicle to get to work? Whatever the smallest of things, just write it down. Just write it down, whatever it is. And you will notice after about 3 or 4 days, it's usually about the third day, my clients come back to me and they say, wow, I had no idea how much this in 3 days would change my attitude just as much as it did. So I encourage you to do that, get into who you are and what you're grateful for, and then start the journaling process, with what is going on in your life. How has things affected you? You will realize over a 21-day period of journaling for 21 days straight just exactly how you came to be, who you are, and what it is you're really wanting out of life, and who has always been there for you. And honestly, I have not had a client yet come back and tell me, wow, I am so grateful that God stuck beside me, because I haven't always been, beside him, even though he's been beside me. And I see it in this 21 days that I have been here. It's been an amazing journey to listen to my clients over the past year or so, in this process of what I teach. So, William, what do you have coming up? You've got something coming up for everybody.
Oh, I have on February 4th another word class, Power in Words. I like to teach that in sense its origin, and it's a way of creation of your life and how to start changing what you don't like in your life and using words that do create and have meaning for your life. It's aimed towards your target that you're truly after in
Right.
life. But you got to start at the source. And three things for creation. You need vision, understand what your vision is for your life, understand who you are and your core values and the power of the word. And all that starts creating, and then you start getting fruit, which is called results.
Right.
And then I also did a quick reel on that, and it's manifesting as well, because I believe that's a highly misunderstood word, and there's a lot of confusion there. So you want to check that out on Instagram, please do, because it clears that up. Everybody manifests something in their life. You're trying it on your own power. You invoking another principality that you shouldn't,
Right.
or
Right.
you actually, use God's way to manifest, but you manifest everything all the time. Because
Yep.
if you believed in something well enough and it materializes, that's the essence of manifestation. So I wanted to clear that. But anyway, February 4th, to join me, I also teach financial literacy that I'm going to start a new series on with that to help people understand you can come out of debt. There are ways to accomplish that and get your time back, and also manage the money as you build your wealth. So that's a new series I've started, and but the most important thing is, if you want to change and you're serious about it and you need some help, I highly suggest contacting myself and Michelle and let us help you. When you look at us, you're not just looking at us, you're looking at the people that are around us and surround us.
Right.
And there we have some great people and some great support. And, I mentor as well. And if I can be of service to you, let me know.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, that is a wrap for Mindful Nuggets today. Thank you, William, for joining me again. And we will be back next Monday at 11:30 a.m. Central, 12:30 p.m. on the East Coast, and that's 9:30 on the Pacific Coast. So we're back here on Monday again with the letter, let's see, is S.
Yes, isn't it?
S. What's S stand for, William? I got to look at my notes. What's S stand for?
I'm looking to survival.
I think so. I'm not sure. Let's see here.
No, S is actually sustain.
For sustain. We are on
Yes.
sustain next
Yeah,
week. So
we don't want to just survive. We want to thrive, and so we
wanna
don't come
thrive.
out like into abundance. And God meant it for us to be that way. Sure, we got to go surviving sometimes, and then we got to struggle and go through.
Right.
But that's just experiences and tools to teach you how to live in abundance and how to be disciplined in your
Exactly.
life, and know when you're under attack who your source is that you need to go to first. Seek ye the kingdom, and all things will be put unto you below. So, look first to heaven, because you can't go wrong.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. All right. Well, like I said, that's a wrap for today. We even finished a few minutes early for everybody, so I'm grateful for that. All right. We'll see you back next Monday, 11:30
Michelle, thank
again
you.
Central. Thank you, William, for being here with me today. And guys, if you if you could share us out, let everyone know, and please tell us what you would like to see after these next 2 weeks. We're going to wrap up in 2 weeks on this 7-part series, and we'd like to know what you'd like to hear about. All right.
What's your
Have a
hot
beautiful-
topic?
Yeah, there you go. What's your hot topic? What would you like? What's your push button? Let us know so we can help you through this. All right.
God
All right,
bless
guys.
everybody. Thank you for
Everybody
joining
have
us.
a beautiful, wonderful day. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next week.
Amen. Goodbye.